having a budget and payday routine has been one of the most life-changing things for me when it comes to my finances. I've just been paid, so let's budget together for the month ahead. So every month when I get paid, I like to go through all of my outgoings that I know I'm going to have. I also like to allocate some money to my savings pots for short-term spending. So they're kind of like sinking funds, or when you see people doing the cash envelope stuff, and a similar thing, but all digital, because I would lose the cash, firstly. Secondly, I like to get the interest on it. But I do just feel that having that, it's almost like a ritual now where I sit down every month, look at what my outgoings are going to be and plan ahead. And I know that that then takes the stress out of it for me for the rest of the month. It did take a while to get used to it at first. I used to be terrible with money. I was constantly in my overdraft and didn't really know what was coming out when, or thought I would have enough money, and then a bill would come in that would take us even further overdrawn. And it just felt really chaotic. So doing it this way has really helped me to stay on top of that. But like I say, just that peace of mind to know that everything has a place. I've put everything where it needs to be when I've been paid, and that organisation's already taken place, so then I don't have to do it throughout the month as we go. I understand that for some people, you might think, God, I couldn't be bothered to do that every month on payday, but actually it saves me so much time throughout the month because it's done and I can just forget about it until next time I get paid, which personally I love because there's nothing worse than money stress. I've been there, I didn't enjoy it. So this is kind of my workaround for that. If you are interested in buying the template that I'm going to use, the budget spreadsheet is currently on sale on Etsy. I've put the link in my bio. It's £3 something. If you would rather create it yourself, there's also a video that I've done that shows you how to make it. For now, this is just the main budget tab. I will be doing a similar thing for the spending pots as well, and maybe doing a spreadsheet for sale with both of those in one place for a little bit cheaper so you don't have to buy them both. Let me know what you think. Also, if you've already bought the existing one and you do want the spending one, I'll maybe look at doing some kind of code that you can put to get the discount off that because you've already bought one. But yeah, let's get into it. So this is my budget spreadsheet. I am just gonna zoom you in a little bit just so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. So I've already put in that my payday balance on payday was 0 because I was quite lucky and I managed to get it exactly on 0. I did have a little bit left in my spending pot, about 30 quid. I'm either going to invest that or I might use it to top up my spending pots as well, because as you'll see, some of those are running quite low and Christmas is coming up, so I think I might put that there. I'm just going to bring up, see what I got paid. It was slightly different to last month. Sometimes it does differ by like £1 or two, so I'm not worried about it, but it's not exactly the same this time. So 2,226 and 87. So the first thing I like to do is to go through my fixed costs. Now, I do my most important fixed costs first, so that is things like my food, my shelter, the heating, like things that I need to keep the house going. So all of these are half of our bills. So me and my partner put the same in each because this is my budget spreadsheet. Everything is halved. So I wish my mortgage was £492, but it is not. So what I'm going to do is copy all of these over. So it's 960 on there. So I put 200 in for shopping. So that's on there, that 200 there. But everything else changes a little bit, and it has done. So previously, my gas and electric, we were building up a bit of a buffer, and I know that you swing in and out of debt with your gas and electric payments, but they contacted us and said, like, we think you can pay a little bit less. So this month, our gas and electric is a little bit less. Let me just find out what it is. I think it was like £158 something, and on the next payment, I feel like it's going to be like 100-ish. Let me have a look. £102.68 divided by 2 is 51.34. So I'm just going to update that on there because we were putting £80.83 in, no, £79.18 in each. So 51.34, which is going to bring this number down, but we are still putting the same amount in. So in this extra column, I mean, no one else would do this way. This is just how I like to do it. I basically need to get that 932 to 960. This isn't actually us putting extra in, it's just that we'll put the same amount in every month, and I'm slowly building up a buffer in our joint account because it's gotten low. Like once all the bills are paid, there's like £117, I think, ish left at the minute. I want to build that up so we'll have a bit of a joint emergency fund, so if bills fluctuate, we don't have to change the amount that we'll put in. So they have gone down. Technically, we could save a little bit of money each, but I want that money in there. Plus, we live on a new build estate. It's currently still being built. Once that has been built, I think there's a small annual fee for like the upkeep of, I don't know, the grassy areas, and there's a park here. So I think just keeping that buffer in there and letting that build up will be a really good idea. That's all for those. That was the only thing that had changed. In terms of my personal bills, I have my car payment, my phone, and then anything to do with the dog because the dog is mine. These are things that I have to pay. I know I don't need to pay as much for a car as I do, but I do a lot of driving on the motorways and I like having an okay car to drive about in. Don't get us wrong, I haven't gone as high on payments as I could have done with a car, but I've gotten one that I like to drive because that's important to me, but I'm not mad on the brand of a car as long as the spec is nice and I'm comfortable driving it. That's all I really care about. Putting Audi on a car doesn't do it for me. Fine if that's your thing, it's not my thing. So I'll buy kind of a car on the lower end of the scale, but the best spec in that car. So I have a Renault. I think in terms of spec, they are really good. I know there's a lot of other new cars. I can't think of the names. There's a few garages popped up near us, and my friends just bought one. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, I'm more for the spec. I don't care about the name on the car. If the car's a nice car to drive and I like that car, then that's what I'm gonna do. That was a bit of a a bit of a long way around rambling. But yeah, so that's all stayed the same. Ziggy's pet insurance did go up last month to £57, but that's going to be it for the next 12 months, and then it's probably going to be £752. It's crazy how much pet insurance goes up by, isn't it? Right, moving on to my subscriptions. So for all these are still a fixed cost. I like to group them separately because these are the things that would fall off first. If I needed to make a saving somewhere, it would be here that I would go to and see if I really need those things. Strava is £8.99 a month, and I can get it cheaper if I pay for it annually, but it's not that I don't want to. I do want to do it. I just keep forgetting to do it. So at some point, I will do that. Yeah, it's just something that keeps going out my head. One thing that I have done though, that I kept saying I would do that I hadn't, was cancel Plum. So Plum is a really good service. I really like Plum. I would pay for it if you're going to use the features that you pay for. I used to use them, I don't use them anymore. So they do this thing where they kind of analyze your spending and round that up and save it for you automatically. But because I do this with my budget now, all my money is kind of allocated. And while there is some sat in my current account that I'm not spending it for a reason because I've put it to one side for bills and other things. So then when it starts taking money off there, all I end up doing is taking it back out. So I stopped doing that. But if you are just someone who doesn't have different places for your money and would like to just sneakily save, it's a really good thing to have. But I was only using the spending pots in there, so I've moved those and now they are in Monzo. I already use Monzo. I was already a Monzo customer, so it made sense to just take something out of the equation because, as you know, I have a lot of different accounts, so to take one out just makes it seem a bit more streamlined and a bit more tidy for me. Another thing with Monzo is I can instantly get money out. Plum, if it was on a weekend, the money wouldn't clear until the Monday, which is fine because I've got like buffers elsewhere, but I like being able to just instantly move it across because then it's easier for me to see what's where. So yeah, Plum has gone now, which has saved us a little bit of money. Not much, but a little bit. So my fixed cost total come to £1,382.48. I then, before I move on to my spending money, do my savings and investments. So I put £50 a month into my free trade ISA. I also put £25 a month into my NS&I, so that's premium bonds. I know a lot of people don't love premium bonds, and I get it, like that money's not making interest. So technically, if you don't win anything, that money is going down in value over time. But I love the idea of winning. I've said it before in here. If I put the lottery on, I've spent the winnings before I've left the shop. Like I'm planning my house. I've like almost got the Pinterest board set up for how I want my living room to look. Like I am a dreamer in that sense. So the premium bonds is good because I'm putting some money to one side that would be great for an emergency should I need it. But I've also got that chance of winning as well. So I do really like that. I do have a small amount in there. I haven't won yet. As soon as I do win anything on there, you will be the first to know because I will shout about it. But yeah, I like the idea of winning, and it's £25 a month that I kind of don't miss. And even though I'm not winning, that £25 a month is building up. Let us see, I've got how much I've got in there somewhere. Let's find it. So after this month, I'll have £625 in there. So it's not nothing. Do you know what I mean? It could come in really handy if I needed to buy something. If I had some kind of household emergency and I needed to buy something that would help towards that. So yeah, it's nice to have. So I'm not going to touch my savings yet. I'm going to put my spending pots and my Monzo money in, and then whatever's left, I'll move that over to my savings. Another thing to note as well is that this is not the only money that I save. I have a few different businesses, that sounded like I've got loads of businesses I haven't. I've got a couple of little Etsy shops, I've got earnings from YouTube. So anything that comes from that after I've paid tax on those, I keep to one side. So this isn't the only money I'm saving. This is just a budget of my wage. I like to use my wage to live for like my living costs. Anything that's left over, great, we'll stick that in savings. But a lot of my savings come from the side hustles that I have. I do income reports. So if you are interested in how much I'm making elsewhere, go and watch those and it'll give you a little bit more insight. But I just wanted to make that clear because to anyone that isn't sure, it looks like I'm saving less than £100 a month and then somehow coming out with more money than that on the other end. That's not the case. So I like to put £500 into my spending pot. That's kind of short-term saving goals or things that I know is coming up on the horizon, or things that could come up that I want to put money aside for. We'll go through those in a second just so I can explain it a little bit better. Monzo is just my spending money, just tapping your card here and there if you pop out and you fancy, I don't know, a cup of coffee, a pastry, or you just need to grab something. That's like just my miscellaneous spending to stop us from going into my overdraft on my other account. So with all of that done, I have £169.39 left. I've actually just remembered, we've just bought tickets again for Slam Dunk. I've just unhid it because it's already on this spreadsheet because I've already signed up to the payment plan before. So we'll do this on a payment plan. It doesn't add interest or anything like that. It just kind of splits the cost, and that's just better for everyone in our group who's going. I'm glad I remembered that actually because that would have had to have come out of somewhere else. So it's £82.50 and there's 4 of us going. So mine is £20.63. So £20.63 needs to stay in that account for Slam Dunk. Gives us slightly less. So I've got £148.76, which is fine. I like to leave £100 in my current account. Again, it's all just about protecting myself so that my money doesn't just disappear, because some of that will disappear. It does. There's always things that can't be accounted for, and whilst you can't predict it, I think you can protect yourself from it a little bit. I would like the buffer to be bigger than £100 sometimes, but equally that would just cause me to be more careless with my spending, I think. So I don't, but that's just me. So to leave £100 in there, I need to put in 48.76 into my savings. So that's that done. So now what I like to do is move over to my spending pots, which is this tab here. I'm just going to zoom it out on my screen so it all fits in one place for you guys when I'm showing you. So I've reset all of these because, as I said earlier, I've moved them all over to Monzo. So after I've moved them over, I've just looked at how much I've got, and that's kind of what I've put at the top of each of these. I do have saving goals for each pot, but they're just kind of a rough idea of what I would like in there. If I hit those goals, it might be that I readjust them going forward, but it's just nice for me to see kind of how much I would want in that pot versus how much I've currently got, because it's helpful when deciding where you're going to put your money. So, as you will see, petrol I have spent up. I've had a couple of unexpected travel plans that I hadn't planned for. We also went away to Wales, so I'd paid for petrol. I already had petrol in my car that I'd paid for, so that I used that for that. I've had an unexpected trip into work to Manchester and an unscheduled trip home, just a last minute thing that we decided to do. So yeah, petrol's looking a bit sketchy. So I think I am going to put 150 in to petrol and pray that that covers us. I still have over half a tank in my car and it's payday. So that should be enough. I'm not planning on travelling about quite so much this month as I did last month. So that leaves me with 350 to play with. Birthdays and gifts is looking really low. I've spent some money on those recently. There's been a few things that I've had to buy, so I am looking at that. Also Christmas, because obviously Christmas is coming up really soon. Everything else doesn't look too bad. Pig's pot could do with a top up for sure. Dental is a bit of a funny one. So I do have a dental appointment this month, but if you have suffered with TMJD, which is like issues with your joint, your muscles and your face, your jaw, it's the worst. So I had it a long time ago, like 10 years ago. I had it quite bad and it's returned out of nowhere. My teeth don't line up properly. I can't open my mouth fully. So I am going to go to my dental appointment, but I think I might ring them and see if I can cancel my hygienist one, because it's pointless because they're not going to be able to get in to do what they need to do. So that might be a little bit cheaper than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, we'll see with that. And if they need to do any treatment, they can't, because it hurts too much for us to open my mouth. So yeah, I'm a bit of a tricky one there, to be honest. But yeah, any tips with that, please let us know, because I have been struggling, like really struggling with that. But self-care, I do have a hair appointment, next week. I'm changing my hair up. If you want to guess what I'm going to do with it, feel free in the comments, because I enjoy it when people guess. I'll let you know if you get it right. Yeah, but they're the areas that I really want to add money to, I think. Birthdays and gifts, Christmas and self-care. Essentials, I did take some money out of that, so it'd be nice to put that back in. So I am going to put in £50 in self-care. That gives us 144. That should easily be enough for what I'm doing. I don't know if I might put 75 in. And then I've got a little bit left, so I'm not starting from zero with that. So Christmas and birthdays, I think I need to do something with. I'm just seeing how much I've got left. I like to do it on my calculator, just so I know that I'm right, because if I try and do it in my head, I doubt it. We've become too reliant on calculators and Excel, I think. Or I have. Mental maths, I used to be quite good at, and now I'm horrendous. So, birthdays and gifts. I've got my dad's birthday this month. My sister is having a baby, she's pregnant and she's due the end of the month, but I've got another payday before that. So I think I'm going to put £50 into birthdays. And then I can add a little bit more to that to get her something nice once the baby's here. £225 now. Christmas. Definitely looking at Christmas. Yeah, 200. Yeah, because how many? There's this payday, then November's, and then December's. So I do need to add, so I'm going to add 100 to Christmas. Treat yourself, I never put money in there unless I'm saving for something specific. That's early birthday money that's sat in there currently. So any birthday money I get, I'll move over into that. So I've got £125 to split between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To split between 8 pots, but I'm not too bothered about adventure money. Like, we've been to Wales quite recently. I don't imagine that we'll be having any trip away before the end of the year, so happy to leave what's in there. I think dental's all right. I don't know how much my appointment is. I have no idea. I should have maybe done a little bit more research on that. It's private, it's not NHS, because I couldn't get in at the NHS. So I could either divide it by and then just put the same in each one, but I don't think I need the same in all of them. And that's kind of where I'm at. I've got a trip to York. 2 trips to York actually this month. So maybe an out with friends I could add a bit. One of them is a work trip and I'm driving. It's not like I'm spending loads on drinks. Yeah, I might put 50 in out with friends, which gives us 75 left. And I might just throw some 25 quids in places. I almost refuse to put any in fun money for gig tickets because I've spent a fortune on... It's this time of year, isn't it, that announce loads of good gigs and then you're paying stuff for next year. We've just got tickets to go and watch The Streets, which will be good. Like, I have seen them, but they're doing a full album. It's all the anniversaries of albums from when we were younger as well, so that's adding to it. But yeah, I really don't need to be adding any more to that. But then, there'll be a festival announcement and there'll be a day ticket for something that I want. That's where the majority of my money goes, I think. I think that's where my money gets sucked to. Ziggy does have a bit of food at the minute. I'm going to put 25 in Pig's pot because it's nice to just keep that topped up, because you just never know, do you? That's the thing. I've put that in the wrong place. Right, 25. It's funny because fun money is actually the lowest looking one on there. So I've got £50 left. I spent about 20 quid out of essentials, so I'm going to put that back in because I will need some more shampoo and stuff once I've had my hair done. Fun money, so I've got 30 quid. I might just put 15 in fun money, 15 in date night and call it done. I've covered everything that I wanted to. I've put £100 towards Christmas, which is really good. My dental, we're just going to have to hope and pray that it's not more than... I don't think it will be just for an appointment. I can't have anything else done because of the issues that I'm having with my face currently. So yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, fully allocated. They are looking a little bit healthier. Not all of them. Christmas, I am slightly worried about Christmas, I'm not going to lie. It kind of does just creep up. But he doesn't watch these, thankfully, but there's something that I want to buy for my partner that I don't think is going to come out my Christmas money. I think I'm going to get that out of one of my longer term savings pots because it's kind of for the house as well. So I might be able to do Christmas minus my boyfriend's out of whatever I've got in there. So I don't quite need the 600 because some of it's going to go somewhere else, but that sounds really cryptic. It's just in case he does actually watch it. I don't think he does. Yeah. I mean, Christmas is Christmas. You feel the pressure to spend loads of money, but I mean, you don't have to. And aside from the baby that my sister's having, and I've got another niece, everyone is adults. So how much is acceptable to spend on the adults in your life? I don't know. I do struggle with it every year, and then it's knowing what to buy people, because if anyone wants something, they get it themselves. So then you think, I'm wasting my money buying something for the sake of buying it. I do like Christmas. The pressure of getting the right thing for someone is a lot sometimes. So that is it for this month. Again, I felt chaotic. I don't know why I feel so chaotic at the minute. It is my birthday in a couple of days, so I do have a busy week. Hence why I'm getting my hair done. I feel like I want to go into the new year of my life with different hair. So yeah, have a guess at what you think that might be. It does suit the season. Might have given that away too much. Yeah, hopefully you found it helpful. I say it all the time, but I do think that having a budget does really help. It takes a lot of stress out for me, for sure. It might not be for everyone to that extent, might not be for everyone, I understand that, but part of this channel is just me showing what works for me. Hopefully I am going to build a little bit of wealth on the way, so I just wanted to document all of it and my processes around that for anyone starting out, because I have been there and it is really tough. So yeah, hopefully it helped. Don't forget that that spreadsheet is for sale if you do want to get it and have a go with it, or if you want to make it on Excel, there's a video to follow along. It is quite straightforward once you get going, and I talk you through all the steps, so hopefully it's easy to follow. If you have any questions about that, please do let me know. What else was I going to say? I am edging ever so closely to 5,000 subscribers on this channel, which is amazing. I'm still one of those people on YouTube who have more people watching the videos than those that are subscribed. Like, it's well over half on every single video. So if you are a lurker, just press that subscribe button. If you've watched a few and you enjoy them, just press it. Also, when I get to 5, I'm thinking of doing, I don't know if there's enough interest in it, so I'm just kind of feeling it out. This is like the any other business bit at the end of a meeting. But I am thinking about doing a little Q&A video, just a few questions from you guys. If there's anything you want to know, it doesn't have to be about money, it could be about life, it could be about the dog, anything. Yeah, just to do a bit of like I think 5k is quite a milestone. I know people normally do things like this at 10, but 5,000 is a good number. It's really good. And like, I was looking through my old playlists, so at the beginning I did like a YouTube diary series of me working towards being monetized on YouTube, and like even just a year ago I think I had like less than 300 subscribers, I think. I hit 1,000 in February this year, so to be here in October at 5,000, just sitting here telling you what I'm doing with my money on a very average wage is crazy. So thank you for being here. If you have found this useful, please do subscribe. If you do anything similar with your budget, or if you do something completely different, let us know. Let us know in the comments. It might help someone else. You never know. And I will see you in the next one with completely different hair. Bye.